Hello students, it's me Fazlemi. Today we will continue the extraction process, which is lecture number 2. And in this lecture we will talk about the stages of medicinal plants before extraction process, the types of extraction, application and uses of extraction processes. And after listening this lecture, the student will be able to know about the stages, different stages of medicinal plants before extraction process and type of extraction, application and uses of extraction process. There are various stages of the medicinal plants before extraction, and these includes the sorting of the crude drug before extraction, the drying process, the crumbling, the sifting, selection of the menstruum, and the choice of extraction method and technique. The, the nature of the crude drug. So the nature of the crude drug, for example, stem of the plants, shrubs, flowers, birds, etc., all these have different nature. The extraction process is selected on the basis of the nature of the drug, which is extracted from the raw and unprocessed drug. For example, some drugs, the crude drug, are heat labile, and some are heat stable components of the drug will be processed by different techniques. And the thirdly, the extraction process is selected on the basis of the menstruum used during the extraction process. So the extraction process is mainly divided into three types, which are number one, periodical extraction, number two, continuous extraction, and number three is countercurrent extraction. Number one, periodical extraction. So this type of extraction process is used on a small scale or the laboratory scale, mostly for the research purpose. And in this process, glass separator or the separating funnel is used, and the menstruum and the crude drug is shaking vigorously, and the active constituent is transferred to the menstruum gradually and periodically. And remember, this transfer is based on the polarity and solubility of the active constituents with date of menstruum. And in this process, the extractant is separated from the mark and finally filtered and processed accordingly. For example, if menstruum is selected as an organic solvent like ethanol, etc., and need to in dry powder form, so the solvent is evaporated by using rotary evaporator and the powder will be left behind. The second one is continuous extraction, and on the small scale or laboratory scale, burette shaped cylinder is used for the continuous extraction. The glass extractor is opened from the top and the bottom is fixed with the glass tape. Uh, Number two, the cotton bud or the piece of glass fiber is placed on the perforated support made by the ceramics, which perforated support made of ceramics just above the tape at the bottom of the cylinder and wash with the menstruum first. Number three, the crude drug is then loaded and packed properly and the menstruum is poured on the top of the container. Number four, the menstruum or extragen is continuously added at the top of the glass extractor and collected at the lower tape. Then the flow and the addition of menstruum is controlled by adjusting the tape of the container in such a manner that the required concentrate of extraction is achieved and is collected in the receiver. All the extractant is collected, separated and dried in the final stage. Number two is continuous extraction. Uh, on a small scale or laboratory scale, if large amount of multiple extraction or separation of extragen and aqueous extractant need to separate, so continuous extraction is preferred. So for this purpose, rotary evaporator is usually used. In rotary evaporator, we can add the menstruum and collected the extractant continuously at any time. Also, the rotary evaporator can be used for heat sensitive or heat labile product, and for those which is resistance to heat as well. So here is the rotary evaporator, which is usually used in the laboratories. Students, here you can see the rotary evaporator. Types of extraction: the countercurrent extraction on a small scale. The countercurrent extraction process is done on both small scale and the large scale. In this process, the menstruum is repeatedly circulated and passed several times from crude drug placed in apparatus. On a small or laboratory scale, the countercurrent extraction is done in a special type of apparatus made up of glass called the Sogslet apparatus in a label and flow figure below. When a large amount of extraction of medicinal crude drug need to process, so mostly the countercurrent extraction is preferable, and this large scale extraction mostly refer or called the extraction battery. In this method, a closed system containing a number of stainless steel vessels are interconnected through pipes in which the menstruum is circulating, and the menstruum is showered from the top of the vessel, passing or drips slowly from the crude drug, reach to the bottom and transfer from the bottom to the next vessel by using transfer pumps. And remember, it is a continuous process. This method is used to get maximum concentrate either in the form of fluid extract, tinctures, extracts, and powder extract, which are collectively called the galenicals. This is an industrial scale vessel for extraction process, which are interconnected at the bottom, and the menstruum is showered on the top of. So this is a completely continuous process. We can also see here these vessels are interconnected from the bottom and shower from the top of the vessel. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please read out first. Thank you very much for today. Take care of yourself and your family.